Hello there, football fans. The Xstream team is back on your screens. This is Kwabena here, and Nene is here as well. Football Extreme is back. It's our first show of the season. It's been a lengthy off season. Nene, good to see you again, man. How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Nice to see you too.
Yeah,
Nice to see
man.
you too, man.
Yeah, we've had a long break. Euros was on. The Nene show was taking off. So fans, if you haven't heard, we got new shows coming in on Football Extreme. It's not just going to be us all together doing episodes. We've got the Nene show, and we've got another couple, two shows coming up. One for myself, and you'll see that later on. And our missing musketeer, DJ Bonga, is not here today, but he's also going to have a solo show coming out. So we're going to have a big brand of Football Extreme content coming onto your screens on YouTube very soon. So we're going to have a whole house of content. Nene, what's your input on that, on what the fans have got to expect?
Yeah, man. They can expect a lot from us. But before we get into that, congratulations to Kopena. He's officially married.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we took a break. So you can have a nice wedding, a nice honeymoon, and man, how's married life?
Yeah, married life is good, man. Yeah, married life is good. It's almost a month in. We're actually 2 days away. Probably when this airs, it'll be on my 1 month anniversary. So as he says, one of the reasons why we haven't been shooting is because I was getting prepared, getting my wedding preparations. So yeah, married life is going good. 1 month in almost. So when you guys see this, it'll probably be the 26th. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good. So let's get to the content of things here, man. So first show of the season, we're getting
let's get right into it.
Yeah, we got the Premier League preview happening here. And we're just going to talk about the transfers happening in the top 6 clubs in the Premier League. The crazy top 6. Remember what was happening with the Super League? That was got the news that was happening with the defunct Super League that took 2 days to crumble. But we're going to just do the transfer news around those teams, of those guys, the top 6 in the Premier League. And let's see in terms of how the teams are looking. So Nene, let's start with, even though you and I got Liverpool and an Arsenal jersey, let's start with the other team that we probably wouldn't like, Manchester United. So their big headline transfer is that Jaden Sancho finally confirmed after so long. Jaden Sancho to Manchester United released, and it is official. He's going to be a Mancunian Red for next season. What's your take on that?
Yeah. Well, it's about time because they were chasing him the whole of the last season.
Yeah.
So I guess it was just a matter of time before the deal was done. But I think the delay was mainly due to the Euros. If there were no Euros, it would have been done much sooner. It was just an open secret that everyone knew, and we're just waiting for the time of the official announcement. But it was probably done maybe towards the end of the season, even before the Euros. But obviously they had to just wait a bit. But there was no one else that was interested. So it was just nothing surprising there.
Yeah. And I think also one thing that you actually got to applaud Man United is the fact that they got the price for Jaden Sancho down. I mean, when these guys made the bid last season, Borussia Dortmund wanted something like what was it? Like 160 million or something like that. Something crazy, astronomical figure. And then they just said, hey, we'll wait a year. And then Borussia Dortmund seemed to calm down and they understood, okay, hey, that's too much money. They lowered their price. So Man United got the good money business deal. But he's still one of the highest ever Manchester United transfers. In the range there of Paul Pogba, Harry Maguire. I think Harry Maguire is 80 million. Paul Pogba was somewhere high. So he's still a high transfer in terms of Man United signings. But compared to the number that was being thrown about last season, it's much, much better for United.
Yeah, definitely. It is. And also his age. I mean, if you look at Harry Kane, where they're talking about 160 million, and he's like 28, 29. And then you got this guy who's much younger. So, yeah, they got it. It was a bargain, as you said, from last season. And if they didn't sell this season, it just means next season it was just going to be, they're going to get even less than what they got. So, yeah, it was just the right time.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. And so
Yeah.
Man United look like they're beefing up now. So I mean, they've done with Jaden Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Now they went to Real Madrid and they said, knock, knock, knock. We want your defender, Rafael Varane. And I mean, like they're going for all the players that went to Euros. So we don't know in terms of asking price where Real Madrid would have been on the asking price for Varane. But it seems like the Varane deal is happening. And even though it does seem like there is a bit of a delay, maybe Rafael Varane is still talking about how much he wants his salary to be. But there is another deal that's happening right now. What have you heard about that one?
I just said that on that one, they need to agree personal terms before they discuss the fee. So it seems at the moment they need to agree on the wages and whatever bonuses or whatever that these deals have. And then obviously after that, then they will determine the fee. But at the moment, from what I read, they need to agree personal terms and then they can discuss the fee. But it's quite interesting because is he going to be partnering Harry Maguire?
Hey, let's see, because I think last I checked, Maguire is the captain there. So that's going to be a crowded defense. First of all, it's going to be a crowded midfield in Manchester United. Someone's got to go. I mean, there's guys who are not playing, and then there's Jaden Sancho who comes in. And some people might argue he's a striker or winger, but now if Varane comes in, that's a crowded defense. It's a crowded midfield. Where the guys, where are they going to look to say, okay, and how to balance the books? You got to offload some players here.
Yeah. It's an interesting one, but I don't know. Maybe because of the shaky defense that they had in some of the games last season, maybe they will just want to strengthen a bit. But they still have a strong enough defense to to start the season. I don't think they desperate for Varane, but if he's available for the taking, then why not?
Yeah, taking advantage of the fact that Real Madrid seems to be losing their players and there's a bit of instability there. I mean, Sergio Ramos having gone to PSG for a free. So it looks like Florentino Perez is just willing to let go of his players and probably trying to rebuild there. So Man United's coming in and just swooping in and said, okay, we'll pick a number for what we're going to take this guy for. And then we already know what his salary is going to be. And then let's just go in and come in cheap or go in quick and get the player. Yeah. So Man United is really getting busy there. So it seems like they're going to be fighting with Man City. I'm not sure because I know Man City seems to be going for Harry Kane, but it looks like is Man United going to be in there for the fight for Harry Kane, or is that done deal that he's going to be trying to go to City?
No, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about United joining the race. But if they do, I don't know, can they afford it? As you said, they need to have some outgoing, because if they've just spent 75 million on on Sancho, what are the chances of getting Harry Kane? But I don't think Harry Kane also is interested in United. I think he has his eyes on Man City, mainly because of what he said in terms of winning trophies. So United, it's still a building project, whereas City, it's a complete. I mean, City will definitely get a trophy next season. It's guaranteed. It just depends on what trophy it is.
Which one it is?
Yeah.
No, I hear you. So let's look at now in terms of the chances of some of these transfers, like the Varane deal. Okay, so right now, as you said, it's probably personal terms. What are the chances of it finalizing? what are the chances of him being in the starting lineup at the beginning of the season? The season starting in the middle of August. What's the chances of it finalizing, and what's the chances of him being in the starting lineup? That's what you think.
There's a high possibility that it could be finalized from what I can see, mainly because there's no one else that's bidding for him. And it looks like Madrid is also open to the move. The player also, it seems like he's open to the move. So it's just a case of maybe we'll go for a round of golf and just decide, dude, okay, how much do you want? Or okay, we won't give you that, we'll get you that, and then the deal will be done. So I don't think there's a rush, but I think it will be done before the season starts. Probably he won't play, but he will play at some points in the month of August. So yeah, it will be done definitely. Mainly because, as I said, there's no one else that's chasing United, so they can take the time and make sure that they don't get overcharged for the player.
Yeah. And also, I mean, these guys are all coming back from Euros right now. So I'm looking at it and saying these guys have, I mean, Jaden Sancho went all the way to the final for England. And he's been playing, even though he wasn't playing so much for England, he was still part of the squad. He's still there in the mindset and that kind of thing. So I'm thinking he's probably going to be given that typical, probably first 2 or 3 games off, that first 2 or 3 weeks, to just allow himself to recuperate and so forth, and also getting adjusted to the Premier League. Because, I mean, being a star in Bundesliga is one thing, but it's a whole other step up to come into the Premier League. And he's still young, and he's probably going to find it a much bigger challenge stepping up from Bundesliga, being in the second team of, and not even the second team. Borussia Dortmund didn't even come second last season. So they were not even challenging for the title. Now he's going to come into a Man United squad that's fresh from coming second, and who are telling themselves that they want to win the league this season, and he's going to find that the going is going to get a little tough. What's your take on that?
Yeah. Well, we can't run away from the fact that he's still young. Yes, he's got a 75 million price tag, but he's still quite young. I'm hoping that Bruno Fernandes, they'll help him to settle, because he also joined United last year only. So it's players like that, like Rashford, his fellow England teammate. There's Luke Shaw, there's Harry Maguire. So he has a lot of guys that he knows that he's played with, that just need to ease him into the team. I think there's more than enough players. Luke Shaw, there's a lot of players that he's played with. Wan-Bissaka, I'm sure they might have played together at the youth levels. So there's a lot of players in the team that he's familiar with, that should help him to settle quickly. So yeah.
All right. Well, Man United making waves, thinking or hoping that they can probably challenge Manchester City and whoever else for the Premier League crown. So let's see on opening day when the squads have settled in, and let's see who's going to be on the starting lineups and raring to go. But another team that's making waves in the Premier League right now in terms of the transfer window, your team, Nene, the Gunners, Arsenal. Now, there are plenty of things happening there. Bring us in on that. What's happening in the Gunners camp?
Well, on the Gunners camp, we're trying to sign a defender, Ben White, from Brighton. The fee is around about 50 million or so. It sounds like everything has been agreed, and this guy, he's on holiday, so he's back next week. And then he's going to have his medical, and then it'll be announced. So that's what's happening. But I'm not sure why we're spending so much on a defense, because last season, our defense wasn't that bad. I think we had like the 3rd or 4th best defense in the league, which, if you look at Arsenal, that never happens.
Yeah.
We always leak goals. So yeah, our issue was the attacking front three, who just didn't deliver, and that's how we ended up in 8th position. So our defense was fine. So now we're getting Ben White, 50 million. I think it's a bit overpriced, but anyway, I guess these small teams, when they can see that you're desperate for a player, they have a way of just pushing the fee up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what that one is in the pipeline. The one that I'm really keen on, which I'm hoping that they can pull it off. But if Ben White is coming, then it's highly unlikely that it's going to be done. And that's Madison, James Madison from Leicester. That one is also around about 50, 60 million also. But if I were to put Madison and Ben White and looking at our team, where last season we struggled for goals and creativity, and we're all crying about Mesut Ozil, Mesut Ozil, Mesut Ozil, and then we go and spend 50 million on a defender. Doesn't make sense. So I would have gone for Madison and just maybe left Ben White for January or maybe even next year. Doesn't really matter. It's not a priority. But now for the Madison one, sounds like they're trying to make a deal with Leicester, trying to offer them some of the fringe players that we've got in a swap deal. But that doesn't sound like Leicester is keen on that. And it sounds like Madison is also keen on the move. So it's good. But what we need to be careful of is if City or Liverpool or United or Chelsea join the race for Madison, then we're just going to be at the bottom of the pecking order. So yeah, if we are interested, we need to do it like quickly before anyone else decides to jump in, because we always lose the race in those types of situations.
Yeah, so I'm hearing what you're saying about the Ben White deal in terms of the amount as well. What I don't get is how Arsenal decides, or even how Brighton evaluates their defender at 50 million for a team that just avoided the relegation zone, first of all.
Yeah.
And it always seems like Arsenal always seems to be way overpaying for these mid-level players. I mean, Ben White is not making waves in the Premier League. He was in the England squad simply because Trent Alexander-Arnold got injured at the last second, and then he got put in to replace him in a 26-man squad. If there was a conventional 23-man squad Euros, Ben White is not in there, even after Trent gets injured. He wouldn't be in there. And how is this guy valued at 50 million when Virgil van Dijk was bought at, was it 50? Was it 75? I can't remember. Virgil van Dijk was 75. And Ben White is 50, playing for a team that just survived the relegation zone. And people didn't know him until he replaces Trent Alexander-Arnold in the England squad. So I don't get how that valuation happened. I don't get how Arsenal agreed to that price. But it always seems like these mid-level guys are being overpaid for, and it always seems to be happening at Arsenal.
Yeah, it's good agents, that know how to, that have smooth tongues. They can, sell anything. But this thing started with Van Dijk. When you guys paid 75 million for Van Dijk, that's where defenders became very expensive. Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Ben Chilwell, and then now it's Ben White, and probably there'll be more. They've just become very expensive. I mean, if you look at 50 million, as I'm saying, why would you spend 50 million on Ben White when there's Madison, who's almost the same? Like it doesn't make sense. Anyone would go for Madison, and then Brighton, you can say, okay, we can talk about a swap deal or whatever. But I don't understand. You want to go to Leicester and talk about swap deals, and then you're going to go to Brighton and just give them 50 million for nothing. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah.
That's Arsenal for you, bro.
Yeah.
But then lastly, there was also the sorry, you wanted to say
no,
something?
carry on.
No, then there was the Tammy Abraham rumor also about him coming in as a replacement for Lacazette.
Oh, sorry, we seem to have lost. Oh, sorry, we seem to have lost Nene there. So he was talking about the transfer for Tammy Abraham and Lacazette swap deal. So that's what he was. Oh, Nene, you're back. Sorry, we lost you there. If you can just speak again about that swap deal that you heard about.
No, sorry. Yeah, sorry, man. No, they want to sell Lacazette because there's just 1 year left on his contract, and as you know, we've had a lot of players that have walked away for nothing. But they wanna get Tammy Abrahams in. Now again, we're still buying Chelsea, ex-Chelsea, unwanted Chelsea,
Rejects.
rubbish Chelsea, reject Chelsea type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't mind Tammy Abraham, but I have a problem that it comes from Chelsea. That's the only thing. So for me, I don't understand why you're gonna get Tammy Abrahams in for Lacazette. So that's just what's happening at the moment. That's that link. It looks like it might happen. I'm hoping it doesn't happen because we've seen Willian, Luis. It's been poor. So yeah, I'm good with the business with Chelsea, unless they're willing to talk about Hakim Ziyech. Yes. Otherwise, they can forget it.
You know what the funny thing is? I think a Tammy Abraham transfer works if you definitely have James Maddison. Because James Maddison will do all the running, James Maddison will do all the huffing and puffing, and Tammy Abraham will do the Sterling job of the Raheem Sterling job of just scoring the tap in. Score the tap in, score the tap in. That's what will happen if Tammy Abraham is there, and if you have James Maddison there, I think there'll be a busy midfield. And then, now Saka has just exploded in the Euros. Everyone now understands how good Saka is. So I don't know, maybe they'll have Saka playing out on the right wing more upfront than just playing a wing back. So I don't know, maybe that's something also your coach needs to look at, that having Saka in the front three next to Aubameyang, and then if the James Maddison transfer happens, then I think the Tammy Abraham transfer can happen, because Lacazette, I think Lacazette's time is up. He's had his time to try. There was times when Aubameyang wasn't firing. Lacazette didn't really take his chance. There was a time when Aubameyang was relegated to the bench for disciplinary reasons, and Lacazette still hasn't proved to be the guy that probably Arsenal fans thought they needed. So maybe a change, maybe a hungry young lion, maybe Tammy Abraham is the right one. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit more positive on the Abraham deal, but it's dependent, in my opinion, on whether the James Maddison deal happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more interested in James Maddison, to be honest. Smith Rowe signed a new contract, so I'm happy. Yeah. But he can't do it alone in the midfield. We need another Premier League proven player. So yeah, James Maddison, just come, dude. Just come.
Yeah. Okay. Well, football fans, that's been your first installment of Football Extreme for the season. We're just doing transfer rumors and updates. Stay tuned. We're going to have another episode coming to you now where we talk about Harry Kane and that blockbuster potential move away from Spurs. So stay tuned, football fans. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and while you're still waiting for new episodes, check out this man here on The Nene Show. So The Nene Show will also be running concurrently to our Football Extreme episodes. So don't forget, subscribe to our channel, and all our separate podcasts are also going to come in. The Nene Show is coming. I've got a podcast coming up. You will see ads for that one coming up soon. But football fans, it's been great. We've been away. We've missed you. Nene, any parting words to the fans?
Yeah, man, it feels good to be back. But it's not the same with that DJ. But yeah, it feels good to be back.
Yeah.
No more breaks now.
Yeah, no more breaks. And shout out to my man Max. I beat him at go-karting today. Thank you, bruh. It's been years in the making. You cheated me the first time. I got you back. I'm the go-karting champion around here. Football Extremers, thank you for joining us. Like our video, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you on the next one.
Sharp.